Now. Good morning. We're live on Woke and WuVille.
Hey, it's Friday. Oh, actually, it's Friday the 20th of July.
28th.
We're down in West Rocks.
West Roxbury.
We're adding some new props as we go. We get the new signage here, upside down. At a girl, Catherine. Woke and WuVille's live, folks. My name's Rob Burke. This is Catherine Vitale. We're on Spring Street down in West Rocks here. So, listen, folks. As we get going more and more, we'll get our technology squared away, so we'll get better and better. Catherine, why don't you step back on the curb here? And we're working with limited stuff right now. In a couple of days, we'll be up and live. But so, Catherine, I just want to go back, and we missed it yesterday. That was my fault. The technology hadn't come in, and it was a mess. I do apologize. That's what you call an error. A mistake is when you can't fix something. Okay, so we just had to fix it, and so. If you can do some chatting away, so if the people who know us, maybe they can text us, make sure you can hear us, because sometimes as we get going here, you can't tell. We haven't plugged in the microphone so we can listen to ourselves speak.
I can check it. There is somebody watching, but I don't know if they're going to comment.
Yeah, if you can comment,
so I can check it on my phone.
Yeah, if you can comment. But anyways, so this is Friday. It's a beautiful day today. The heat index is going to be pretty high, and as you know, we're in the city of Boston in West Roxbury, one of the neighborhoods. And Michelle Wu, one of our favorites, has made sure that she's one of our parents now to let us know to stay in when it's too hot. Thank you, Michelle, for your input.
Yeah, it's
so
good.
We're watching a little bit. So eventually, what we'll have is this: we'll have a call-in session. You can call in, okay. And again, we'll take any question from anybody. We're not afraid of that. We don't run into elevators. We don't clam up and look like the little boy or anything like that. Or what was the third guy?
We just tell the truth. So if you can't handle the truth, then don't bother.
And we'll get these different locations that we can. We can't give them out because obviously we'd probably be trolled to death. But that's our new little sign. We'll have that put in a nice little area. It's the Woke and WuVille. The person who designed this wants some money for it, he said. He said he wants some money for it. So, Catherine, we wanted to go back a day or two, okay? And as you know, Catherine's running for Boston City Council at large. My name's Rob Burke. I'm a year out from my election running for Congress at MA8, which consists of a lot of Boston and 20 towns south of Boston. So check that out if you're in the MA8. And again, we're out here. Everybody doing this is stuck in an office. We're on the road. We're in the middle of the mess. It's really pretty exciting, to tell you the truth. So, Catherine, bring us up to speed on the last time I saw Catherine live. She was at Boston. Were you at the City Hall?
We were at City Hall 2 days ago. Yeah.
Did you know that we have and what do we have?
We have a Boston Human Rights Commission. So these are the people, I guess, that you would go to when you have some type of human rights issue, but you don't want to go to the police and you don't want to go to the Department of the Massachusetts, what is it? The Massachusetts Commission Against Discrimination or something like that. If you don't want to go to the authorities, you would go to the Boston Human Rights Commission. And by the meeting that they had 2 days ago, it seems as though none of the 8 commissioners on the team actually deal with the complaints they get. So I don't even know what they're there for.
I don't know. It looks like it's like an auxiliary. This is like the auxiliary haters club. Okay. I only tune in for a few minutes, and to listen to these people, you would say, where did these people come from? None of them can explain the purpose of them being there, what their function is, what they're supposed to be doing. And I was starting to get a little agitated with the lady with the accent.
The chair.
The chair. So Catherine had asked the question, just drilling down, and you had Stiletto was there again, another Boston girl, and who else was there?
Gina.
Where's she from?
Revere.
She's from Revere. Okay, so these are no carpetbaggers. No carpetbaggers. I guarantee the lady with the accent was never from here originally.
It doesn't sound like it.
They're just these people are brutal. Hey, so it's Friday. It's 6:46, and eventually what we'll be doing here is a better format in the sense that we'll just drill down on a couple issues, have a couple call-ins, conversations, and the more people that can communicate to us, the better. Because obviously, we just want to talk about what's going on here. We know that the fake news, the repeaters, won't do any reporting on what's really going on in the city. And once again, one of the people that been not hounding, but misrepresenting what happened at the Dorchester 22 parade, put Catherine in the paper again, just mentioned with a nasty remark. Hey, Bill, if you're listening, come on out and face the music, okay? Unbelievable. And that's instead of the squad, what do we call them? The spout? Not the spout.
The pod.
The pod. Instead of the squad, they're the pod. And they consist of the three players there. Woody Allen, Gaffin. Bill, holier than thou, Forey. I mean, this guy thinks he's got the moral authority. And then the last guy is Chip Groins. And Chip Groins, he's part of something else. So those are the big three. We'll take them on anytime, any place, any question, any subject. So, Catherine, you had your fundraiser last night. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it was a good night. We were in West Roxbury, and what are you doing? Yeah, we were in West Roxbury. We had some good food and good people, and I don't know, it was a good night.
So I think like this with Catherine Vitale, I put a little thing on our Twitter. And again, I want to go back to my Twitter feed at Burko Eyes, okay? There's a couple of things on there, the little background. The one that we had Woody Allen Gaffin there when he's with his hysterical girl there, Annie Hall there.
Oh.
That originally started over in West Roxbury when I was standing there where there was coffee with the monster. And what happened was I didn't know where Gaffin was. It was right to my left shoulder. And he stuck his camera right by my eye. So if I had moved into it, I would have poked myself in the eye with his camera. He was being cute, and I went after him there. That's why I'm saying here's the guy with the camera that likes to hurt people. Okay, that was the background of that story. And then the other story we had flying was the Marjorie Decker video.
Oh yeah.
That was a result.
She's taken plays out of Wu's playbook. Over there, hiding from constituents, hiding from the people that she's supposed to represent by running out her neighbor's back door.
That was unbelievable. See, she lives on a street, and it's number 29. And if you take a right, the next unit stuck to the building is number 34. So the police went in 29, and we saw. I was just watching what was going on. And then, to my amazement, unmarked police car shows up, so you know something's going. They're talking under their breath, and out pops Marjorie Decker out of 34. Unbelievable. We call her the Great Escape. Now listen, she got a B for creativity and everything, but still the number one escape was our friend Michelle Wu escaping in the backyard with her mother. Yeah. And again, we've never, ever. Let's clarify a couple things. We have never taken any pot shots at her family. I haven't anyways. Catherine hasn't. And this thing where the only time we saw Mrs. Wu, Michelle's mother, was when she was trying to take out the garbage and she missed the garbage truck and she walked down the street, put a debris in the back of the garbage and walked back.
Well, that was one time. But, I don't know if you were there, that there was one time where she was taking out the trash and we helped her.
The Boston police also
a couple of the protesters, not myself personally, but a couple of the protesters took some trash bags from her and threw them in the truck.
So let me get back to Decker for a second now. So after we left the Decker, that was when they had the fire in the building and they had to cancel that the
hearing
meeting.
Last Wednesday.
And the hearing of last Wednesday was all about what?
That was about removing religious exemptions for vaccines in schools. Playing musical microphones. There was about a lot of things, but the big one was removing religious exemptions and allowing children to be vaccinated without parental consent.
Did And again, if anybody, again, we'll get sort of better at this, but eventually, what we want to do is, excuse me, if you're at one of these situations, we obviously want you to maybe reach out to us before to go to Catherine. Catherine, your email.
My email is Catherine@vitaliforBoston.com.
And my email is rob@burkeforcongress.com. And that way, if you sort of light us up and let us know, we'll contact you, give you a phone to call in so you can be live on what do you
Well, the
what do you
phone
want to
number-
bitch about?
The phone number that we have is 857-444-5627.
Okay, there we go. Gave it out. Okay, if you're gonna be a shithead on this, it's okay too. We'll take
We
on
love
anybody.
trolls.
We will take on anybody that calls. Not afraid. And again, we can put away all the ideological things. It's either you're a patriot or you're not. Some people may disagree with what I'm saying, but this is what it comes down to. You have the communists versus the patriots, okay? And that's what it is. It's a battle of ideologies, and we have the moral authority, and we're the good guys. We were the white hats. The other team is just miserable. They destroy everything. They enable everybody, and they're always victims of everything. So anyways, we're down in West Rush with the Dunkin' Donuts. How you doing, sir? How's it going? It's everybody. The only people sometimes, this is what we get sometimes. They'll walk over and they'll say, I don't want to be on your video. So why you?
Why'd you walk over
Why
then?
do you walk over? They're curious though. We want to engage people. We'll take men off the street anytime. So now we have situations in the Boston Herald today. Michelle Wu was googly-eyed over the new superintendent of schools. How she's done so many great things. I don't know if you
So many great things. They're still failing.
Yeah, but she was talking
What
about
great
it
things?
they've got 5% of this and 2% of that, and all
The kids can't read.
they can't read, write, or anything.
They
on
can't
purpose.
read.
On purpose. So this is going to be an interesting.
I bet you come September, the Desi's going to be talking about state receivership again for Boston Public Schools.
Anything to get the rest of the country. This is like the big dig again. They want the whole country to pay for the big dig.
Yeah.
Or whatever else, the MBTA pension or whatever the scheme is. So we're out here, and again, it's 6:52 in West Rocks, as they say. I was corrected about West Rocks versus West Roxbury.
I call it Westy. When I was growing up in Dorchester, we called it Westy.
So we're at the Dunkin' Donuts down in Spring Street. We're set up with the mobile communication unit here, and it's like I said, we'll get more into this more as we go. The bottom line is we didn't have any microphones last time. We didn't have. We didn't have the Woke and WuVille sign, and someone asked me what the origin of the sign was. I think it was put together at night by a couple people, and it was
painted by a wizard.
By a wizard. and the whole thing was a combination of WuVille. It wasn't Dr. Seuss or something, or
WuVille.
Dr.
Seuss, yeah, the Grinch.
And that's when they're trying to the library Nazis were trying to get rid of books, okay? and then we put the woke on it, and then that's how it came out. Woke and WuVille.
Yeah.
It was like ridiculous. And I remember the first time we put it on was over in
Roslindale.
Rosie, as they say, if you're local.
Wasn't that the day that we had Detective Gilmore?
Detective Gilmore comes over and says, Mr. Burke, he says he's looking at us, and he says, things are going to be different. And I said, you're right. We're going live. Do you want to come on? And it was like ridiculous. So
they didn't know what to do with us because now we weren't protesting.
And
we weren't even facing our house.
And listen, I know some people, the most important thing is being consistent and always being on the same time and getting back to the people who are, seeing it a little bit later in the day. If you can, please reach out because we're going to try to do this every single day. And the thing is, give us some ideas of what's bugging you. And these would be the topic. Maybe we'll take the top 3 topics of conversation. Are we getting any feedback from anybody?
Yeah, we got some comments from Boston Ray on YouTube.
Okay, what does it say?
Hold on, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, and we got a lot of we're getting it. This is what we want. We want to engage. This is like talk radio with some cameras on. Okay, it's not like we want to talk straight. We'll take on anybody. And if you're still there, buddy, give us a call. Every once in a while, we'll see somebody here. The ladies in the Dunkin' Donuts here have been very good to me anyways. They've always offered me coffee if I've ever been here. So this is a good spot.
My mother says that she can hear me, but she can't comment.
Okay, so that's a technology problem. See,
on Facebook. Let me look.
You've been blocked. So yeah, we're streaming on Facebook, Twitter. What else were we doing on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube? We upgraded the system so we can have a second camera too, and obviously we can stream on up to 8 platforms. So it could be other things like Rumble or whatever else we want to pick. But the more the merrier, and that's the good news. Okay, what are we doing here? Rule number 1: we hate practicing during a game here. That's a no. We don't want to practice during the game. We should be up here flying. And sometimes we have one thing we can't control is internet connection. So
the screen looked a little weird at first. It looked like you couldn't comment, but if you just tap on the screen, you should be able to comment. So can we try out a comment on Facebook to test that out?
And what was the? It looked like there was a couple thousand people that saw our first Woken WuVille episode. So the more the merrier. We want, like I said, I don't want to repeat myself. And we can go. We'll probably go through the newspaper a couple times and maybe pick up 1 or 2 things that happened the night before, and then comment on if we can find somebody local here. This guy looks like a West Roxbury guy right here. And no, he isn't. He's shaking his hand. He's going to Maine right now. He's walking to Maine. He's walking to. Hey, what's bothering you about West Roxbury right now? Bike lanes? Yeah, okay, thank you, sir.
It's a nice place.
It isn't. We just. This is just we're having some fun out here, sir. Nothing personal.
Nicest part of Boston over here, isn't it?
It is. I think it is.
Yeah.
It's
safe. I mean, the most dangerous thing
is the rotary. There's the bike lanes.
Yeah.
If you stand on the bike lanes, you're definitely there was 2 bike Nazis up there, and I was maybe I shouldn't call them bike Nazis, but the guy just went right through the red light. Perfect. Out of the 2, 50% go through the red light. So I don't know if they're bicycles or what the deal is. And we obviously want them to, if they want to share the road, share the responsibility. They need license plates. They need insurance. And they just got to follow the rules of the road. But they don't want to do that. And we got to tax them, too, by the way. We got to tax them.
This is very interesting. It is very hard to comment.
Okay, so we'll figure this out for whatever reason.
Huh.
Okay, we can do this later.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Hey, so what's going on with Catherine Vitale at Boston City Council at large? What's going on? Hey, by the way, what do you think? What are you finding out what the top 3 issues are?
People are really pissed about the bike lanes. It's not just West Roxbury.
Sorry, don't worry.
It's not just West Roxbury. All over the city, nobody wants bike lanes. So that's a huge issue. And it's good that's an issue and that people realize it's a problem, because it's the ushering in of Agenda 2030 and the 15-minute cities. They don't want us to have cars.
Yeah, they want to basically control us through densification. And
they want us to be on foot all the time so they can surveil us 24/7.
And listen, I always said, I remember growing up in Milton, where I'm from originally, the big thing was these bike paths. And then I said, get on the bike path with your bicycle.
Yeah.
Cars, this is a road. This is for cars, okay? And if you're flying an airplane, you're in the sky.
Anywhere that we do have the bike lanes, it's a nightmare.
If you're in a boat, you're on water, train. Come on. This stuff where these people, if they want to take the bicycles, stick them on top of the bus because they love buses. And then you can get off and do your traveling.
Yeah, you can't let them have space in the road. They don't even obey the rules of the road.
the number one thing is always remember, because I deliver DoorDash during my odd hours when I'm not shooting sports video. And the funny thing is, I see this constantly. I have cameras on my car, both front and back, and it's always the same type of person, the arrogant person, the narcissist. And by the way, take a shower where you people smell. I mean, you really do stink. You smell.
So what else we have in Boston is the schools. I think that they're probably going to go into state receivership this next school year, but the elected school committee is a big deal. Boston's the only school district in Massachusetts that has an appointed school committee. And in 2021, we voted 78% to go back to an elected school committee. It's been about 20 years since we've had, or actually, it's been about 40 years, 30 years since we've had an elected school committee. And everybody wants it back because the parents want to have some say in what's going on in the schools. And with an appointed committee, we have no way to hold people accountable.
You know, I just think that when we talk about these issues, for people who are picking me up on Twitter at Burko Eyes or whatever else I have out there, if you're not from the area, Boston, Catherine is not a carpetbagger. She's a Boston girl all the way. Little Boston Latin action. High Park High School, Dunkin' Donuts actually. She's not some carpetbagger showing up. And that's one thing we're noticing around here. A lot of the people in these institutions aren't from here. And when we say aren't from here, this is my own opinion, by the way. If you're from like Milton or Dedham, you all started in Dorchester or Southie or Charlestown or whatever, and you expanded out. And a lot of these people are just being parachuted in here. You talk to them, I'm from Los Angeles. I'm from Chicago. If I hear another Chicago carpetbagger, that's Presley.
Chicago.
We have the chief, Liz Warren, another carpetbagger. Wu's a carpetbagger from Chicago. Are we telling we can't find
allegedly?
Are we telling the people in Boston that you can't find? Listen to this one, folks. Ready for it? Some wicked smart person in Boston. Some wicked smart person. And again, we don't have accents here. These are dialects. French have accents. So.
You just mentioned High Park. It reminded me, the middle school that I went to, the Rogers Middle School in High Park, they're converting that into housing.
What kind of modular East German, Bulgarian communist housing?
For seniors of the LGBTQ community.
Is that two? You get to check off 2 boxes?
Yeah. And I'm like, they're calling it. So I heard from somebody local that says that it's
get this on. Yeah.
It's lesbian housing is what somebody said to me.
Those are labels.
Somebody who knows about it. But then I see an article the other day that's calling it LGBTQ friendly. Isn't all housing LGBTQ friendly?
Oh, listen now. Thinking about that, the lingo here, okay? Remember, when you're dealing with these people, these moonbats, okay, they have their own lexicon. Okay, they're always trying to trick you. You know, like Catherine, I went to Harvard, right? You know that, right?
No.
Okay, that's right next to Princeton on Route 2, okay? I mean, these people are such bullshit artists. When you find out exactly what it's all about, it's all nonsense. These people are dysfunctional. They're crazy people, and you can't. You know what's interesting? This place attracts all sorts of nuts, so that's why they all look normal. They all look normal because all the nuts have come here.
Good morning.
Hey, what's going on? We're doing a show, Woke in WuVille. Hey, where do you live? What area?
Roslindale.
Rosie? Hey, so what do you think of Michelle Wu? There goes the thumbs up.
Shame on Wu.
Even the dog hates her. Thank you, miss. There's our first drive-by.
Random drive-by. What do you think of Michelle Wu? She says.
The dog starts shaking its head.
I know the dog doesn't like her either.
But that's one thing we're going to have a little course on language, because the number one word they use to silence is obviously the racism word. But their definition of racism, okay, is far different than what we would say and the meaning of it, okay? Obviously, Trotsky, they say Trotsky invented the word racism, but that's not true. There's a guy that goes back probably 20 years earlier, racist, okay? But remember, Michelle Wu, the communist, they're always racist, anti-Semitic, and chauvinist. Okay, and Michelle Wu is just hanging her hat here. She's trying to be the senator to replace the chief, Liz Warren, the fake Indian. And I mean, this is unbelievable. I've got high cheekbones. Hey, listen, I have red hair, so I'm a redskin. I'm a person of color. I have red hair. It's this is nonsense. It's doublespeak, babbling. How you doing, Miss? How you doing? Hey, what's going on in West Roxbury these days? Anything good? Okay, that's an excellent answer. Well coached. Well coached. Keep on chatting. Chat.
It's 7:06. I don't even know what time we started. I didn't look at the clock.
Time.
On time? What's on time?
On time and under budget.
6:43 or 6:27.
So we got the tea here. That's on the front page. I know everybody wants to jump on the tea when it's 95 degrees out. As a kid, I grew up. I didn't mind taking the shake. I like the shake. And for the people who don't have a Subway, the shake's just the train.
Especially the green line.
The red line has that sweet aroma out of Charlotte Station. So, listen, the Subway's fine. The buses are fine. I just wish that all these bureaucrats would get out of the way and let the people do their jobs. And that's what the whole problem with this whole city is. The city is like imploding. There's all sorts of internal turf wars. And again, the regular folks, they're the ones being held hostage. So we'll be talking about the lexicon. We'll be talking about maybe some self-defense courses we can be taking because, listen, the Boston Police are the oldest police department in the United States of America. We want them to just do their job, enforce the laws. We don't want to be any more lists.
The laws.
The real laws.
Not the policies.
Yeah, we want them to get on there. Hold on.
What?
Hold it.
No idea what he's doing.
Hold on.
No, it's not. And the sun is shining right this way. So, what is this?
So if you're on any list and you want to see if anybody's been checking you out, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Executive Office of Public Safety and Security has a form, Department of Criminal Justice Information Services. So if you want to do a self-audit on who you are, you can go to their website to do a query check and to find out who is checking you out. Okay? I thought I'd never say this ever, but these people are they're just trying to find out who you are, what's going on, tracking you down. So I'm going to be filling this form out. And we'll post a little bit later on the information that was given on the Kuna show about how to get one of these forms to fill out. It costs you money, but if you do a self-audit, there's no charge, okay? And it's just the general stuff, who you are, what you're doing. And if anybody's checking you out, they have to basically sign their name to whoever's checking you out. This is for the state of Massachusetts. Obviously, we have the other list, the hit list with Michelle Wu, and we're in the middle of that right now. I'm in the middle of actually getting the records. And so I'm in the stage 1 of the stage 3.
Has it been 10 days?
I'm watching. I've been looking at pending. It said at the comment was pending clarification. It was simple. Please, I'm inquiring about records for Rob Burke or Robert Burke from May 21st, 2021 to the current date, which was I think June 30th of 2023. I just want to see how many times they checked it out. And again, we're peacefully protesting. These people are evil. They're evil. And they have an answer for everything.
Oh, yeah.
And then when
they disregard your answer to anything.
Oh, they talk about deaf hearing you.
And they're like, question. They ask a question, I give an answer. They ask another question, I give an answer. They interrogate the shit out of me, and I answer all their questions. And then they say, she doesn't like to answer questions.
Tremendous victims. and when you start talking to these people, it's amazing. You gotta go with the sun here. We're working. Remember, when you're doing video stuff, the number one thing is audio, lighting, and video in that format. And again, hey, we're looking for people that can do things. If you know any rappers out there, have them contact us. We need a rap star. We can make them an all-star rap star. Boston's greatest hits. We're working on a little jingle here for the show, and so we need a rapper. We got plenty of footage to do the stuff. So anybody will take a 5-year-old. Okay, doesn't matter. A senior citizen, we don't care. Anybody that's a rap singer or a singer, we can a little bit of talent. We're looking for something like that, and a couple things going forward. So I think a way to explain this right now, Catherine's in an election. She got their primary in the 20th of whatever, in September. I'm sorry, not the 20th, but it's in September. And her general election's in November. My elections is a year from now for 2024. So I'm going to spend a lot of time in Boston for the next couple months with Catherine, going through just understanding my area is West Roxbury, a piece of Rosie, a piece of JP,
North End,
Southie, Dorchester, Neponset, not all of Dorchester, part of Neponset, the West End, part of Beacon Hill. And then I have 20 towns. You can go to the site at burke4congress.com. And I really haven't been playing around with much on that. But we've been in the parades. I've been in the Southie parade. We're in the Dorchester parade. We're trying to get into all the areas we can here for the next couple months. And then obviously we just keep on going. So where are you now? What are you doing?
Where am I now? What am I doing?
Yeah, for your campaign. Yeah,
I had my fundraiser last night. We're planning the next event for the end of August, and we'll be, doing the thing until then. Talking to the people, going to meetings, meeting the people that are already civically engaged, helping them advocate for themselves, because I feel like we've been doing the work for the past 2 years that people in office are supposed to do, advocating for the people. So we're just going to continue what we've been doing.
We thought about this. We did this last year, little Mickey Mouse. It's we're getting a little better at it, and we'll be really great at it pretty soon, because we'll have input from people out here that are watching us. Okay, and obviously maybe you can make the comments. If what time you see it, just put it on there, and we'll check them out, and we'll address them the next day. Maybe one or two topics. Again, when you're doing it on the fly, unless you see an elephant walking down the street. I mean, it's just it's actually pretty good. And again, we're looking for also another person to sit here as a sidekick, because Catherine right here is the primary person on this broadcast right now, because she has the impending event coming up, which is this election. And this is probably one of the only ways she can get her message out, to actually talk to. It's funny with these people who write about you. They'll never speak to you.
I know.
They won't.
I know.
Hey, Bill, if you're watching the Dorchester Reporter, Catherine Vitale's right here. Come on, Bill.
It's not hard to find me. You could knock on my front door even. My address is public record.
I don't think that the other guy can speak.
Adam Gaffin.
You know what? Did he go to school around here, or he just directly came from Brooklyn?
I don't know.
But Catherine, you want to just do some housekeeping, okay? Clearing up some misconceptions of what actually happened to you. You've been arrested 3 times.
3 times.
First time where?
City Hall.
Second time?
Michelle Wu's house.
Third time?
Massachusetts Department of Education.
So let's go back. Let's go the first one that ever happened. Which was the first one?
City Hall. I got arrested for blowing a whistle. I blew the whistle. I got dragged by my lanyard, and then I blew the whistle again and got put in cuffs.
And then
because they tried to charge me with assault and battery on a police officer. And when you Google me, that's what comes up. Is Dorchester woman charged with assault and battery on a police officer. But what you don't find when you Google me is that those charges were dropped, because the police officers lied on my police report. I did not assault a police officer. They actually assaulted me.
And that a police officer, who's he? Remember?
The one who wrote the report was Sergeant Cheevers, and the one who assaulted me was Bruce Kwong.
And it was all about, because this was the it was like a ping pong match. Wu goes with the fake emergency for COVID, or the CCP virus, I call it. And then we go to her house. She comes up with the Wu Protection Act 1663. And says, no, you got to protest back at City Hall. So you go back to City Hall, follow on her directions. And there was nothing about whistles.
No, and now they got signs up at City Hall that say no megaphones, no whistles.
These are ordinances or laws.
So
or,
it's
or
like
policies.
all of these things have been fine for years and years and years. It was okay. I mean, people say that we're crazy. We're conspiracy
They're
theorists.
projecting.
Or the what does Gaffin call us? Like the anti-vax bucket bangers. And they said in the Dorchester Reporter that me and Sean Nelson are known for screeching at the mayor. What about when Monica Cannon Grant protested Marty Walsh for 269 days?
Don't look there. I'm sorry. That's selective enforcement. Two-tier system.
I mean, they protested I don't know about her specifically, but people protested at Marty Walsh's house at 4:00 in the morning. At least we waited until 7 a.m. because we were abiding by the noise ordinance.
And I say this, every time you can get out and do a peaceful protest, it's great because you can find like-minded people, number one, and it's therapy. You're not alone. They can't gaslight you. They can't lie about you. Okay, so that's the first. The second one was when...
The second one was at Michelle Wu's house. 4 of us got arrested for disturbing the peace, they say. And 2 people got arraigned and 2 people got dismissed. The ones that were arraigned are the ones on the list.
And this is one of these cases.
And we're still in court for that.
Yeah,
it was
this
a year
is one
ago.
of these cases where they won't adjudicate what's going on because they know they're wrong. You can't sue somebody until there's damages. So they're in, and I'm no lawyer and I don't play one on TV, but here's the deal. The only way you can sue somebody if something happened to you, and by them putting you in purgatory here, limbo, no, you don't have any damages to sue for your First Amendment right of free speech. So this is, again, the punishment is the process. I've sat in a lot of these meetings. This is disgusting. Listen, guys, just if the law was broken, let's go to court, okay? Don't make up nonsense. Don't stall. Move the goalposts. Change the verbiage. All this other crap that I see all the time. It's so dysfunctional. Nothing ever gets done. And the third time,
this is intentional.
Yeah, on purpose, because it's been weaponized. The system. These people, I wish they'd be elected. They're all appointed. Third time was when?
At the Massachusetts Department of Education. I got arrested for
just for that for that's over in Walden. That's Desi, and this is where I met actually Catherine the first time in 2021. It was May 25th, I think. I heard it on Cooner on the radio that there's some people. I think she had called in. I was in Hingham. I turned around and I drove over to 75 Pleasant Street in Walden. And there are these women. They're all just like real, not saying anything. And again, these people don't know each other. They're not political people. So. We have the Boston traffic enforcement. No, who's this coming here? The public library. Oh, there's another story. The Boston, the Boston public.
A
look at
story
that.
for another day.
It's important.
We gotta go.
Listen, it's important to clarify what actually happened here. Okay, she's not going to get bogged down with this nonsense. Then we can go to the library. So the library is a situation.
That's a story for another day.
Yeah, we won't confuse them. So, anyways. Catherine, you got three things that you want to focus on so we can maybe move forward. And if anybody has any ideas or things that in your campaign, give me the 3 bullets.
Definitely the schools, which first I say homeschool your kids, period. But if you're not homeschooling, we definitely have a lot of work to do to fix the schools, to get the elected school committee, and to revert the admissions process policy for the exam schools. They should be. Why don't you explain that? They should be making more exam schools. If they're worried about enough kids having the opportunity to get the education that you can get at an exam school, then make more exam schools. Get better teachers. Pay better. I don't know. Do something that broadens the opportunity. What we're doing now with this admissions policy is, instead of basing admissions on merits, we're basing admissions on zip code and demographics, and that's ridiculous because they say that they want to give opportunity to minorities by doing that, or to people in other places, because I think that the most kids that get into exam schools are in West Roxbury and Rosendale, and
the implication is, it's a silent implication.
It's like, take something away from the white people, but you know what? the white people aren't the only ones who are losing out here. It's the Asian Americans too.
Just a point, when the communists like Michelle Wu and all her people that she hangs out with start going race, don't even go there. Just stick with the ideology.
But
listen, but that's the point, though. But
those schools are hard. Okay, if when they're sending kids to those schools that aren't properly prepared, just because of their zip code, they're setting them up to fail
on purpose.
Yeah,
they don't want them to know anything.
People are over here still wearing masks outside. Are you kidding me? What is it, 100 degrees? And you're wearing a disposable mask outside?
Are you still sick, as I used to say? Are you still sick? Okay, so now we get the schools. And the key is this. Hey, listen, we need every single person we can to be educated, to be self-reliant, so they can prosper in this country. This stuff that these people are talking about is foreign. This is foreign. They're using systems that have never worked anyplace. It's amazing. They let all the illegals in. Illegals, that's my terminology. And then they don't teach them anything, and then they put them back in the plantation. And I mean by plantation is they control these people. It's awful. Second one, what are we going to talk about?
We got to talk about mass and CAS, which encompasses a lot of issues like homelessness and drug addiction and keeping the streets clean. And I mean, the city hall has like an office for everything, but where is the office of what would we call it? The office of advancement of residents in recovery. Why don't we have that office?
Well, let's call Mike Dukakis up, who was the one that shut down everything. And Mike, how many people you can take? I'm sure you can take a few thousand people in that house of yours. The Duke. Hey, Mike, you'd have to separate. Listen, I'll always personally help the helpless, but not the clueless. Okay, and you have to. The number of people, as I understand it, is a lot, but it's not as many as you think, because the repeaters and the news put these numbers out. What do we got?
My phone was on silent. Missed 2 calls.
That's all right. Okay, put the side. Okay.
But we don't have time now anyway. It was Ray. Sorry, Ray. We'll get you on Monday.
See, this is what happens. This is what happens when you play. But the point is this. When you're looking at homelessness and drug addiction, with the fentanyl, all that stuff, I've had personal experience with some kid, passed away in my house. Normal kid. I'm going like, what's this all about? This is bad news for the kids that are 35 and under and probably a little bit older. This is not good stuff, and we got to stop that. What's the third piece?
The bike lanes and the overdevelopment.
Yeah.
The 15-minute cities.
The housing things.
Well, the housing, I mean, that, like I said, mass and CAS encompasses a lot of issues, homelessness and housing being one of them. But then when you talk about the overdevelopment, that's also housing. Because they say that there's more people that want to live in Boston than we have room to house them. And you know what? They're suburbs. They can go elsewhere. If we can't house them, we're just going to keep building up. We're not going to have any sun because we're going to have these towering buildings casting shadows over our streets.
We were in Dorchester. We went into a meeting right before the Dorchester Day Parade, and you had the meeting. It was a meeting. What was the church there?
First Parish.
It was the guys were talking about the
Bayside project.
Not being able to build, and after you get through with it, what you had was X number of units, no parking. 1,900
units are going up at Bayside Expo Center.
No parking.
2/3 of the base is going to be retail space. I'm sure it's not going to be mom and pop businesses.
Coffee shops and nail salons.
And there's going to be 15,000 permanent jobs. Why do we need 15,000 permanent jobs? I tried to go to the store to buy a shirt yesterday, and there was a sign on the door that said closed at 4 p.m. Sorry for the inconvenience, because people aren't working. There's now hiring signs everywhere. There's one in the Dunkin' Donuts.
I was at a.
We don't need jobs.
No. That's the whole thing there. What's happening by bringing in the illegals? Okay, that knocks out the wages, real wages, for the middle and lower class people. And the people that get really destroyed with the illegals is the black community. They're getting hammered on this stuff. And that's, I just go to Steve Cortez and watch him explain things about all these different ping pong ball tubes of anything you talk about: manufacturing, housing, car rentals, repos, mortgage foreclosures, all these things. And it was a couple months ago or a year ago, it was all the commercial stuff, 70% of these buildings are empty. There's no one going. They're going to try to make them into housing. Talk about a prison. You just make a prison out of it. Turn the key. Hey, but listen, it's now 7:24 in West Roxbury. It's a beautiful day. It's probably we're going to peek out a little bit later. And again, this is our second performance here. Hopefully the audio, please comment on the audio. It's real important because I said it before. It's always audio, lighting, and video. And
I'll be back on Monday morning. Will you be back on Monday morning?
I will be back on Monday morning.
Okay, so we'll see you Monday morning. Until then, like, comment, share the video. If you're not on the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's called People's Press Media. Like our social media pages, comment on our social media pages, share them. It's Vitale for Boston
and Burke for Congress.
Burke for Congress. And we'll be back on Monday.
And the last thing is this. Remember, you're not alone. Sorry, Michelle. They're not alone.
Thanks for watching.
Have a beautiful day,
Woke in
folks.
WuVille.
See you in therapy.